the Mario and Luigi RPGs. Freaking love these games! They're some of the best games I've ever played, and my favourite games on the system, with some of the best boss fights I've ever fought. We're judged on fun factor, how well the fight plays, and if the boss has an awesome music track. When I first reached the final boss of Paper Jam, I wasn't that excited. Most of the regular boss fights weren't that great, and were very uncreative. Even phase 1 of the final boss followed suit. It's just the two Bowsers. Oh my gosh, effort! Now this feels like a final battle. All the paper enemies fused together to make Bowser twice as big. Somehow. And with this, he'll throw all kinds of attacks your way, including 2 awesome chase sequences. Oh, and you want me to talk about the music? 2 words, freaking beautiful. This was a fantastic way to end the game. In fact, I think this second phase was the best part of the game. If the first phase was more interesting, this fight would have been higher. The best part of the third game was definitely playing as Bowser. Sadly, we didn't get many regular bosses with him, but I'm cool, because we got Blizzard mid-bus. As this guy's lance stand, he's no joke. With the most HP of any single boss and some of the hardest to dodge attacks in the game. And not just that, but you can create these snorkels that can really shape up how the battle plays. If you don't suck them in on your next turn, they'll buff him up, making him a heck of a lot harder. But if you can burn 6 of those snorkels off with Mario and Luigi, you should be fine from there. I love how this fight uses every single piece of the battle system it can, and it's the most challenging boss in the game outside the gauntlet. Out of them all, Dream Team Bros had the best selection of bosses, so let's meet our next opponent to the ring, Big Massive. This fight is basically a combination of the 4 Hoorah battles you've been fighting throughout Wakeport, so it's nice to have had a taste of what you've been learning throughout the area. The attacks he uses depending on how many Hoorahs he's got present. If you don't want him using his most powerful attacks, just take them out whilst you have the chance, but it is satisfying to dodge all of his attacks, and the fight plays out really well. This fight is really well done, and to think that later Dream World fights get better. We spent the whole game using both the adult bros and the baby bros, so it's no surprise that some of the boss fight took this approach as well. Bowser will have all of his usual attacks, but it's baby Bowser that makes the fight more interesting. With him on, they can heal and use team attacks. Bowser must really trust himself. I think what makes me love this fight is the concept, as well as the awesome music, and it's just a fun fight. The only downside is that it's really easy. But I still love it, to the point where I even have a spare save file just to refight this boss. Let's talk about Popple. You fight this guy 4 times, and each of his fights is fun, but his last stand stands high above the rest. Partnering up with the guy who went screw you to the villains at the start, Popple will have all of his previous attacks he's used against you, which he'll use against you. Meanwhile, Birdo will try to blow you up. This fight gets on here because it's just a really fun fight and a great send-off for Popple. Is there a trend for the recent Mario RPGs to have mechanics fight near the end? Well, if I had to pick a favourite, I would definitely choose this Dream Team fight. I'll start off by summoning 3 other clones, all of which have their own issues to deal with. The red has offensive attacks, the green can stat buff, and the white heals. Attacking the regular isn't effective. Your best bet is to take out green first before you raise his defense, and then white because of his healing. The red you don't need to deal with too much. This fight is one of the most intense fights in the series, with its variety of attacks and the way you have to go to defeat it. It's another fight where I have a save file just to refight this boss. The infamous battle from the original just got made better. You start the fight and oh my gosh, you get the first attack. Screw you, early deaths. Still quite a challenging fight though. As expected for a final boss, she has some of the most powerful attacks in the game. But it's not just that. You need to attack her hard, but to get to that point, you have to take out her arms and her head. And then you only get a couple of turns to attack the heart. So you need to plan your moves out well, with different bros moves being more effective on different body parts, which adds a nice bit of strategy instead of attack the boss until it's dead. This fight does a great job of testing what you've learned, fixes the main flaw of the original fight, and it's a great way to end this remake. Seriously, if you haven't played the original, then get this remake. Now. One of the craziest boss fights I have ever played, and I love it. You better have brought your dodging A game, as these guys will throw all kinds of attacks at you. Enemy rushes, deception, bullet bills, and even a giant bomb in possibly the coolest chase sequence in the game. I mean, I gotta give these guys credit. They'll literally do anything and everything they can, just to get that promotion. Like Final Kamek, it's not just a simple reduce enemy HP to 0. You can only win by knocking out all 3 at once, which is actually really easy to do when you just take each one out individually, then use an attack against all of them. Love the craziness, love the fun factor, love this fight. The shrooms are some of the most dangerous enemies the Mushroom Kingdom has ever seen. Considering it's outright destroyed it, abducted and possibly killed innocents, and taken over the place. And with a leader like this, I'm not surprised. Her attacks in the first phase are dependent on how many shrooms are present on the top screen. She'll use these to attack you, and then blow her own people up and clean not giving a damn about it in the process.
That's dark.
You think that's messed up? It gets worse in phase 2. Going from blowing them up to using them as bombs. This is a Mario game, right? In a similar vein to Attack Ladder Soul, you'll need to attack her legs and then disable her crown to expose a weak point, and here you get a lot longer to attack it. The atmosphere is also incredible. This fight has a lot at stake. The loser species is done for, so you need to destroy their last hopes. And the music? Breathtaking. This is up there as one of the best final bosses I've ever fought. Damn, was this one way to end the game. Or so it should have been. Okay, before I reveal my favourite, I'm going to have to give some honourable mentions considering how many awesome boss fights there are. Queen Bean, Yajora, Petey Piranha, Elder Fruboid, Bowser Memory MNL, Robop, and Mount Pajamaja. As you've probably guessed, I love the Dream World combat, and I love the boss fights in it. But my favourite of the bunch was the perfect send-off for the Dream World. Whilst I am kinda mixed on the betrayal between Bowser and Tasma not being the final boss, I can easily say that this fight was easily the best way for him to go, and this fight plays out amazingly. Every turn, he'll buff his power with his Antaz munchies before unleashing one of his insane attacks. Those munchies can give him many more dangerous options. Firstly, he can zap you off your power, so no Luigi moves. Secondly, he can hide into a shield to heal, and use these to attack you. If you don't take them out quickly, he can steal a lot of health. But that is still not the worst part. If you get hit, there's a chance a dark haze will form around you, which sends you to sleep. Remember when Eldridge said it was dangerous to fall asleep in the dream world? He wasn't kidding. After costing you a turn, you wake up being chased by Phantasma, trying to find the right exit. You get the wrong one, and come with a saw blaze. This battle may literally be a nightmare, but it plays like a dream. It's not as epic as Elder Princess Shrew, but it has a massive fun factor, it's satisfying as all hell, the music's one of the best boss themes I've ever heard, and like I already said, it was the perfect send-off for the Dream World. This has been Salmon Splatter, thank you for watching.